Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes. The title of this video is called Assume Nothing. So I just got done working with one of my patients, and it reminded me one of the rules that I put down in the book Miracles in Minutes was assume nothing. See, a lot of times in fitness and exercise and rehabilitation, we assume if we do something to one side that we should do it to the other. And I could tell you from 21 years of clinical practice, you be wrong. So the guy came in today and he couldn't get his arm behind his head, and actually his right shoulder would not internally rotate at all. Okay, so he said he had the shoulder pain about 2 months ago, and now he's having this left hip pain. If you can see, right shoulder, left hip. The right shoulder and left hip work in unison in human body motion. It's called reciprocal patterns, and it's actually our body moves like a pendulum when it's functioning right. However, you screw up one joint, it'll screw up the other joint. So I tested his body out, had him do some single leg standing stuff to check the function of his hips and see how well he had balance. Because the brain likes balance. It likes to have balance of the core and the torso to support the head in the upright position. He didn't have a squat pattern. He went to squat and he started falling over. I could push on his hands. I could cave him really quickly. These are some things I test. I tested a single leg stance, and I checked some basic body motions to figure out what hurt, what didn't. So what you do is you find out what hurts and you leave that alone. Most people go, that hurts, Dr. Wood, that hurts. And I go, I got it. And the more you do that, the more you irritate yourself. You already know it hurts. Stop analyzing it. It doesn't help a damn thing. I've tried that. I tried really hard. It doesn't work in the long run. So the principle behind Miracles in Minutes is, how can I get this guy functioning again in a matter of 2 minutes? So in actuality, what I did was I had him do a specific hip band stretch, and that band stretch opened up his left hip. And after I did it, his right arm went right behind his back. Left hip functions with right shoulder. See, everyone's thinking a dissectionist perspective and being myopic and look at the body as that hurts, we'll stare at that. That never works. That's not how you problem solve. See, the problem, you have to think holistic. You have to think whole body at one time, and you have to understand the body likes bilateral symmetrical movement. So we did his left hip, and that made his shoulder much better. The way I also teach in Miracles in Minutes is this. We're getting ready to do some stuff. I suggest we do a little bit because I don't even know what's going to happen, and I'm the doctor, and you don't know either. Assume nothing. So we want to minimize the risk. We want to take a stab at something, but we need to be safe. So we did a bit of the left hip, shoulder got better, took a bigger bite out of the left hip and stretched a little bit longer into the left hip. Boom, the shoulder opened up more, and he had this, and I said, right there's a nervous system sign. That's called a sigh of relief. It's like taking a thorn out of your flesh, and your right shoulder start working again. Pay attention to that sign, learn how to observe yourself, and find out what helps you. Don't assume anything. I'm not that smart. You're not that smart. We don't really know how the brain and body works. Let the brain figure it out. Just work with the brain. And that's what Miracles in Minutes about, is learning how to work with the body and not assume anything. So I said, let's do something. And I told him the concept. Say, look, we don't know if we do your right hip too, if that's going to help you or hurt you. Do you know? And he goes, no, I don't know. I said, neither do I. I said, let's do a little bit. So we did about 15 seconds of stretching his right hip, and he went to move his right arm. He goes, oh, I'm getting this tingling and sharp pain down my arm. Do you see? The assumption is if I did my left hip, I should do the right one too. But guess what his brain and nervous system said? No way. So assume nothing. Dr. Wood, hope this helps you.